Hey there! Today we'll be having a look at this pen. I have reviewed its big brother, but this is the Franklin-Christoph Model 40 Pocket. And this is the smoke and ice version, which has a little gray thing on the cap. There's also a fire and ice, which has a red thing on the cap. I think these are pretty nice pens. I have a bit of a soft spot for pocket pens because they're so easy to, I was going to say stick somewhere, I won't, but I mean you just put them on you and you travel. I think that's a very nice property of these pens, that they're so small and easy to carry. Okay, let's have a look at the parts of the pen, then I'll tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and then I'll do a writing sample. Okay, let's start at the finial. Right there, there's the smoke gray with the Franklin-Christoph logo. And then we have this sort of, it's the cap, you can see it's somewhat transparent. I like that you can see why it's called ice. And then on there, very hard to see, but right there is lettering. And that lettering, if I'm not mistaken, says Franklin-Christoph 40. Yes, 40. Okay, then we have the barrel. As you can see, it's pretty small. It's an eyedropper pen, so you just pour the ink in there, and you can see you get this very nice sort of crystalline structure, hence ice, I suppose. And then the end of the barrel is just solid plastic or acrylic, I guess. Alright, you unscrew the cap. And the cap is pretty big, and that's a good thing, because I would not be able to use this pen unposted, but it posts securely, and then you have a very decently sized pen. Alright, let's go on. So we have the barrel here, we have the threads, and then we go on. There's the section, and you can see ink in there. You can see the feed very vaguely. And then right there we have the nib. And the nib is a broad, which was actually turned into a stub by Mike Masayama. It's steel nib, not gold. And I think it performs pretty well. I had expected a little bit more line variation, to be honest, but it's a smooth, nice nib. Okay, and then you screw this back in place. As I said, there is no ink delivery mechanism, there's no converters, no cartridges, no piston, it's just an eyedropper, just a large reservoir. The barrel, you fill it with ink, and it will actually last you quite a while. Okay, so that's the parts of the pen. What do I like about it? What do I not like about it? Well, as I said, I like the small size. It's always nice, very portable. I like that posting mechanism. For me, it would be ideal if the cap would actually screw onto the back, because I've had a couple of occasions where I'm writing and then the cap falls off or becomes dislodged, starts to spin, and for me that distracts a bit from the writing experience. A trick that some people use in such circumstances is to put the cap on not straight like this, but to give it sort of a half turn when they put it on, and often that will make it stick on there a little bit more securely. Of course, there's nothing to screw it in place, so it'll always come off, but at least it's a bit more secure. Okay, so small size, eyedropper, quite a lot of ink, nice pen. The problem with an eyedropper and a portable pen, a pocket pen, is that once the barrel unscrews, a lot of ink is going to fly out, and if that hits your pocket, you've got a serious problem. So maybe you could put in one of those small Kaweco converters. I haven't tried that, but maybe that would work. It is, I think, standard international as to the nipple that's in there, but I haven't tried that. Okay, so it's a small pen, but I think it's pretty cute, and it definitely delivers. It's a nice nib. So we need to see that in action, but before we do that, let's take a couple of measurements. First of all, capped, I have 113 millimeters. Uncapped, that's going to knock off quite a bit from the cap, I have 97 millimeters. Section diameter at the narrowest point is about 8.5, and at the widest point, just above the threads, is 11. I haven't really shown you the section in detail, sorry, but it's a nicely tapered section, very smooth, but I didn't find that slippery. Okay, then finally let us just weigh the pen. You can see how much ink is left in there. It's a little over half, I would say. And then it rolls around, so I'm going to have to put that on the cap, hope that picks it up well. 16 grams, so that's not very heavy. Okay guys, I think we need to see that in action. That's what we're going to do next. I hope this was useful, and I'll see you later. Bye bye. Okay, here we go with a small pen, but size doesn't matter. This is the Franklin-Christoph Model 40 Pocket with a broad Masuyama, I can't write, stub, and the ink is Ackerman Pink Pop Paars, or was it Park Pop? Park Pop, I believe, and there was a bit of lint in the nib, which I've removed. Okay, let's do some writing. You do see that the stub offers some line variation. It's not extremely pronounced, but it is there, and that is what you get with a stub. Typically doesn't show through that much, but I have used stubs that were a bit more expressive. But it's a nice nib, smooth. Pretty nice. Okay, wetness, no real skips. It's not the wettest nib I've ever used, but it's definitely not dry either. When it comes to line variation, you both get the line variation just from applying some pressure to the nib, as well as from its stub quality. So you will see that these lines are much thinner than those lines, which have the same amount of pressure, and that is because this is a stub. It's a nib shaped at a slight angle, and that gives it a nice extra quality. Alright, so there you have it. I think it's a very cute pen. I hope this was useful, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.